Okay, we're live. Hello, my loves. So today, it's actually tonight, but I thought I would just come on here and talk about something that is a conversation that I have been having over and over and over again over like the past couple of days, but also the past couple of weeks and the past couple of months. And it is about being able to jump on here and do lives and talk to the camera, to make love to the camera, as it were. I'm not sure if you guys can see my boobs, but that's not the look I'm going for. So there we go. Okay, so I don't think that this is about confidence, because I don't think that it's a case that you don't have confidence if you don't do it. But a lot of people say things like, you know, it's so like admirable that you can just jump on and talk and blah, 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 blah. And I just want to share like my story of being able to do this. Hello. Because I found it so awkward and so cringe at the time. Sorry, when I first started, like it was so daunting. And now you can't shut me up, right? So basically, I've only been doing lives. I started doing it on this account in like May, and I haven't even done that many. But what kind of got me started on being able to talk to the camera is doing Instagram stories where I'm talking. And that started on my Pilates account, and I've been doing that for about a year. And I'm not exactly sure why I started doing it, but most of what I talk about there and what I do, like, my life can be pretty strange at times, and I get myself into some pretty strange situations. So I would usually just talk about random stuff, just, you know, whatever. And like, full disclosure, I do have a few followers on that account, like slightly more than a few. And just from doing that, like, I get so many messages and so many DMs from people being like, oh my gosh, your story like brightened my day. I love your stories. You know, just things like, my point is that you never really know how much you are going to potentially impact someone and make a difference in their life, even if it's just by being silly. And if you have a message to share, then it needs to get out here, not stay in here, not stay in here. It needs to be out in the open. And I think that you'll know that. Hello. And you will feel that. For me, when I come on here and I do lives, it's usually about something that is in my head and on my heart, something that I have been thinking about, something that I've been talking to people about. Thank you. Holla. Now I've lost my train of thought. Okay, so my point is that just start small, just start with doing stories. Like, even now when I do Instagram stories, what I put up isn't always like the first take. Sooner or later, I'm going to say something dumb. And then I'm like, no, I can't say that. I have to redo it. So sometimes it actually takes ages to do those. Whereas on a live, I'm like, nope, it's got to go how it is. And even like, it just gets easier. It gets easier with time. As I said, now you can't shut me up. I basically left my corporate job because I hated public speaking so much. Like, I would have panic attacks when I had to do it. And now all I do for a living is speak publicly. Like, I'm always either teaching classes or workshops. And I find that, thank you. I find that, you're throwing me off. I find that, fuck. What am I trying to say? I find that harder than speaking to camera. Because when you're in a room full of people, there are eyes on you and you can feel them. And a lot of the time, luckily, when I'm teaching Pilates classes, when I was teaching in London, some of the classes would be really big. It'd be like 35 people, which is quite big for a group class. Most of the time, all of the mats are kind of in a way so that the students are actually looking at each other and you're somewhere at the front. So when you get up to teach a class, they're not really looking at you. But occasionally, when the room is arranged in a different way, and I would start talking, even though I've been teaching for quite a while, I would just be like, oh, so many eyes. And even now when I do events, regardless of how many people it is, it takes a little while for me to feel the eyes. But once I do, like maybe 5 minutes in, I'm like, oh my God. And then I kind of manage to calm myself down. But there's always this like moment where you're just like, fuck, what am I doing? But I love what I do. And I do what I do because I feel like I have things to share. Some people may or may not agree. No, but people tell me, and you will be surprised where and how much people support you, and like what you're doing. So that's all I wanted to say, I think. I think it's time for me to go because I'm getting distracted. But this isn't to say that like everyone should be doing this, or that but I'm trying to say that if you want to, if there's like a little thing like scratching in your heart telling you that you wish that you could do this, and just get on here and talk in a similar fashion to how I do it, like just start small. That's how everything starts. And if you do talking on your stories, you can always delete it if it sucks. You don't have to commit to a live. Most of the time my lives just go straight out, because I actually, honestly, if I made my content, if I filmed it, I would never post anything because I would get too critical of myself. So I'm like, do it as a live, it records it, and then you just hit publish, and it's so easy. So that's I'll take questions. Does anyone have any questions? Well, yeah, if I get distracted, like sometimes if there's background noise and stuff, then I won't use it. I think we're still going to use this because this is a demonstration of how you can start to lose control of the wheel and then course correct and bring it back. So yeah, anyway, that's all. Have a lovely evening. Sending you guys lots of love. You can do it. Always ask me any questions. Slide into my DMs in like a not gross way. Thanks, Fizzy. My Monstera plant is going great guns. I was giving him a little massage earlier. When I do lives, most of the time I'm just talking to myself. Like sometimes people come on. Sometimes people like poke their head in, and that can be distracting as well, because they'll be like, and then they'll disappear, or they'll like start waving, or they'll send me like a request to join. Okay. All right. I'm going to end it. But thanks, guys. Thanks for your words of encouragement. And that also just goes to show that there's always so much more support than you think that there is. People, if you have I know I kind of already said this, but if you feel like you have a message, then it's because people need to hear it. It's because you need to get it out there. It's not because your brain is like, I think I have something to share, maybe, I don't know. No, it's because you need to birth those creative babies. All right, guys, sending you lots of love.